Once we went into space to be part of a race so that people could walk on the moon. Many years have gone by, but again we will fly and return to the sky sometime soon. Can the kids of the earth reach the heavens?
Hi, I'm Dr. Jim, a space scientist and a musician. Welcome to Space Quest, where we use stories and songs to talk about space with some special visitors from the future. Do you think kids can go into space? Someday, there could be a girl named Laura and a boy named Tommy with their own spaceships and robot companions who come back from the future to learn how space exploration began. I have a question for you. Do you think that people could live on Mars? I'll let you think about that, and we'll get back to it at the end of the show. There might even be some clues along the way as we meet our time-traveling friends.
Hi, Dr. Jim. We were just on a mission with Tommy and Laura on Mars. After we finished, they dropped us off here in the past to talk with you again.
Hi, Piper. Good to see you both again. What were you doing on Mars with Tommy and Laura?
Greetings, Dr. Jim. We were searching for lost robots on the sand dunes of Mars. We found quite a few of them, and then took them back to be restored at the Mars Museum.
I see. There must be a lot of lost robots left on Mars in the future. Even though the atmosphere is very thin there, I suppose there would be enough wind to blow the sand dunes and eventually cover up any rovers or landers left on the surface.
We do have ways to locate them even if they are covered with the red Martian sand. In addition to my X-ray vision, I have ground-penetrating radar sensors.
Your radar sensors can be very effective, Piper, but sometimes the wind actually blows the sand off the robots to make them easier to see. Therefore, my visible and infrared sensors work very well together with your radar to help us find the lost robots. We have found many of them in this way, have we not?
Yes, we make a great team, Vista.
Oh, I see. The two of you must use your different kinds of scanners at the same time to improve your chances of finding the old robots on Mars. It's interesting to see how objects can look different in different kinds of light.
Dr. Hans von Bodenheimer, the director of the Mars Museum and your future relative, was pleased with our results, especially when we found your name on the Curiosity rover. Eventually, all the robots that we found will be put on display in the Mars Museum.
Here's a model of the Saturn V rocket, and I can use it to show you how staging works. Here's the bottom part, stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. As the rocket launched, each of these would be left behind as they ran out of fuel, so there was less weight at the top for that part to go to the moon. That's a very interesting idea. They could connect the brightest stars to form the words. They would be making temporary constellations in the sky.
Exactly. Of course, the messages Tommy and Laura wrote to each other had to do with their birthday. They had been friends for a long time, so they wished each other a happy time.
What exactly was the message that they wrote to each other with their spaceships?
It was a simple but friendly message, which I will now sing for you. Stars are red, stars are blue, happy birthday just for you. Stars are red, stars are blue, happy birthday just for you.
That's a very beautiful song, Vista. I knew that you spoke melodically, but I didn't know that you could actually sing a song.
Laura is very fond of music. When she programmed me to be her friend on the space station near Venus, she gave me the ability to sing.
Tommy was more interested in jokes, so he programmed me to learn enough to always be ready when he wanted to hear one.
Yes, Piper, we've certainly noticed your jokes.
If they can really be called jokes.
Dr. Jim, do you know why the Earth got a brain freeze?
Oh no, Piper. Why did the Earth get a brain freeze?
Because it was wearing a polar ice cap. Ha 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 ha.
That does not compute, Piper.
Oh my, he's done it again. Well, I hope Tommy teaches Piper some new jokes. For now, let's hear a song called How Green is the World. Conductor Arthur, are we ready to go with Tommy and Laura to repair a satellite that watches the Earth?
Yes, Dr. Jim. All aboard the rolling rocket. It's time for another space adventure with Tommy and Laura. Here we go.
When we want to know how big the deserts are, and we need to see the jungles from afar, the satellites can see the world and all that's green from far above the land and air and sea. How green is the world, to see it we must fly away into space until it fills the sky. The world is so big, we cannot see it all, but from far away, the world can look so small. Once the kids were done, the satellite could see all the algae that was living in the sea, the hurricanes that blow, and all the Arctic snow, and everything about the earth we know. How green is the world, to see it we must fly away into space until it fills the sky. The world is so big, we cannot see it all, but from far away, the world can look so small. But from far away, the world can look so small.
Do you remember the question we were going to think about? The question was, do you think people can live on Mars? We heard lots of clues from Piper and Vista, who talked about many different things that people would need to live on Mars. They would need to make their own air, food, and water, and keep themselves strong in the lower gravity. People would also need machines and energy to power them to provide air, food, and water, as well as rocket fuel for their spaceships. Finally, they would need some kind of protection from solar radiation to stay healthy. So, the answer is yes, people probably can live on Mars, but it would take a lot of work and equipment for them to stay there for a long time. Maybe someday either you or someone you know could end up living on Mars in the future. I'd like to thank my good friends Piper, Vista, and conductor Arthur for joining me today on Space Quest. And you too. Remember, keep your eye on the sky and keep thinking for yourself. I'm Dr. Jim, and I'll see you next time.